Oy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Tower, witches. Oy vey, y'all. How y'all been doing? Let's get this going. I'm gonna burn some sage and some dragon's blood this morning. A little balance of the feminine and the masculine energies. Just dealing with a lot of gossipy ass drama lately, y'all. I lost a couple of subscribers on my other channel yesterday, and I was giggling because I was trying to think. I was like, I wonder what I said that pissed them off, right? And the best I can figure in a lot of situations like that, because I know the illest was kind of stressing that too. She's like, I thought the live went really well, but apparently not everybody liked it because she lost a bunch of subscribers. Well, I always find that when that happens to me, I'll lose, for me it's only 3 or 4 people. So it's either one of two things. It's either somebody I know personally is pissed off at something I said, so they've unsubscribed, and they usually back and forth on it anyway. And then the other thing is I called out a behavior, right? Yesterday there was a lot of Cinderella talk, and I was talking about the ugly stepsisters, right? And how the prince didn't know, and da-da-da-da-da. And just, I mentioned some catty-ass female behavior that is very, very common. And people are like, oh, you're judging. Oh, yeah. If you're doing something that's hurting someone else's feelings, and someone calls you out on that behavior, yeah. I don't know what to say, man. I mean, I'm not a picture-perfect angel. I mean, and I don't, I'm not a picture-perfect angel, right? But my main objective, almost always, is not to be difficult and to make things easier for those that I care about, right? And just to, I don't know, be humble and kind, y'all. I mean, it's a simple freaking message. It's a simple, simple message. And there's just been some real crazy, crazy stuff. Like I said, and I'm human. Being human is part of the experience, y'all. But in the sense of that, the reason those stepsisters were so ugly, they knew. They knew that their mother had locked Cinderella up in the top of the house. They knew. And that's the whole point of the pain of them getting their feet cut up and stuff like that, right? It's the whole point of that. I don't know. A lot of people are also dealing with karma, right? It's a little cross, right? And this has been going on for a lot of people. And dude, I pay my karmic debts too. Look, I go through it too, right? Everybody's done something, whatever, right? Almost everybody has. And you have to pay those karmic debts. They always come back around on you, right? Whatever it was. A lot of times people go through these phases of, I'm tired of being the nice person. I'm going to see what it's like to be the villain for a while. Well, guess what? That month you spent pretending to be the villain will come back on you, right? I've known people who lost their minds during a breakup and things like that, and they've done really crazy ass behaviors, but now they're dealing with someone else that's now doing what they did to somebody else, to them, what they did to somebody else. And it's little things like, I knew someone who slept with someone else's husband, right, in their neighborhood when they were having an existential crisis, right? They were super craving attention. And now I'm not going to judge these people because they're, you know, Lord knows what was going on in that person's marriage and everything else and da-da-da-da-da. Doesn't matter here nor there. What? It was years and years and years and years and years ago. Well, guess what that person's going through now? They're having to deal with someone who reminds them just like they were back then, right? Now they're watching someone who was just like them catting around and flirting with their husband. And it's driving them insane, right? It was a whole thing with the fox card. I know who the fox is. I know who the fox is. Yeah, well, once upon a time, they played the fox in their story. In another person's story. And that's where I was getting into paying your karmic debts, fulfilling your contracts, right? And that's the definition of karma, right? For me, anyway. A lot of people are like, karma is this thing that comes around. It's just kind of what goes around tends to come around, right? It's more noticeable when it's the bad things, but I believe that good things do come around too. Right. Ay. Man. And I know the majority of my subscribers are female, but I've never really gotten along with females. Never really gotten along with females. And it's mainly because of that catty-ass behavior. The only females I've ever gotten along with were the tomboyish ones. And those are the ones, you know, the handful of female friends I have had since childhood. Since childhood. They'd probably be the only people I would trust. Only females that I would like 110% trust around my partners and things like that. Shit, I know females I wouldn't even allow around my son. They're creepy. You know. I said, I am no saint. I am no saint. But there are certain lines that I don't cross. And I'm dealing with a lot of drama. Well, I am cutting out a lot of drama dealing with, you know, the breakup with Rob. Which, that's been since before Halloween now. But I'm still dealing with it. Why? Because I had a female friend that I confided a lot into. Y'all know Magical, right? Well, yeah. Guess who's been was chatting up my boyfriend all the time behind my back, right? And then when we broke up, she took his side, right? And just, that's what all the drama was. That's what all the drama was. That's what she was ranting and raving about, right? Is because it's like, honey, you're a fan, right? And yeah, I had fun, you know, I tried to be your friend, but clearly you were never my friend. And what did you think you were going to gain off of this? And now I've got this person coming around talking about, just male witches are very valuable and da-da-da-da-da and this, that, and the other thing. And just, oh my God, if you could just stop pumping up this person's ego, it would just... Why are you so involved in other people? I don't understand it. I don't understand people like that. I just don't. Like, why? Deal with your own life, lady. Deal with your own life. Why are you obsessed with my life? Why are you obsessed with his life, right? He's coming over talking about how she's crazy and she's getting on him because he went to go see a female, so she's acting like she's his girlfriend now, and da-da-da-da-da, and all this crazy stuff. And it's like, oh my God. You know, and you tell people things like the reason I broke up with him was because, see, I felt like venting and being gossipy today. The reason that she told him the reason I broke up with him is because I wanted him to be YouTube famous. No, mother trucker. I wanted you to support me in my career, in what I was doing, and what I had been building for a year or so before you even showed up in the picture. Yeah, that's what I wanted. And they were like, oh, you know, and the sippins and trippins, yeah, those were a mistake. They were a mistake. I thought they would be fun, and I thought it would be a nice way to incorporate someone into what I was doing, because I get a lot of flack for not incorporating enough and not spending too much time separate from them. And it's really hard to do videos and do other things when this person isn't working. They're hanging around, lurking around, staring at you all the time. I mean, it just is what it is, right? And then you get this person that, you know, you tell them all these reasons as to why it's not working. This isn't going to work. Why? You were handed $1,400 last year, and all you needed was $1,400 to fix your license so you could have a driver's license like a regular grown-up. But instead of getting your driver's license back, you decided that you weren't going to work for 2 weeks and spent all that money. And then look at me and say, if you were only more patient and given me more time, I could have gotten my... Wasn't going to buy your driver's license for you. No. Not going to buy your driver's license for you. Not going to pay your fucking phone bills. Not going... No. No. When people come together, you're supposed to be helping each other, right? If you're not evolving, not growing, not becoming better people, then eventually at some point you need to look at each other and go, this isn't working. What? It is one thing, right, to find someone whose demons play well with your demons, right? But when those demons are trying to kill you, you need someone who's going to be part of your shield wall. You need someone who's going to help you defeat those demons, not sit there and play into them and use them against you. You see what I'm saying here? I know. No, I don't know if you guys care about my bullshit or not, but that's really all it is, man. You know, there was not that I didn't care. It wasn't that I didn't love him. I knew from the very, very beginning. Y'all know my story with my first husband. You know, the whole thing with that, you know, my first husband, I divorced because he put his fucking hands on me. My second husband, I just wanted him to do what his doctors were telling him to do. You know, that's all I wanted, right? And I am down, and I am so supportive of everybody's dreams, and I will do anything to help people with their dreams. Like, he didn't want to do rune readings and stuff like that, but he wanted to make a channel. I'm talking about Robbie. He wanted to make a channel, so I tried to help him with the fishing stuff. But my second husband, I made his lunch. I got up early in the morning, made breakfast, made lunches, did all that. And then what? I can't stop a person once they leave the house from ordering a 32-ounce regular Coca-Cola and biscuits and stuff from McDonald's and Snickers bars and all that. I can't stop people from cheating on their diet, right? That's the same thing as like, I couldn't stop my first husband from cheating on me when I was pregnant. You know, you can't stop people when they're out there, when they make their own decisions, you know. And I was super supportive of anybody who wants to go out on their own business ventures. At one point, I lived with my first husband, and my second husband was renting a room in the house that we were staying in. And they wanted to start a handyman business together, right? Totally supported. I helped them make flyers. I helped them make Craigslist ads. I helped them do all of that. But it doesn't matter if nobody sticks to what they're trying to do, right? I'm not going to do it all for you, right? I don't expect everybody to do all this for me. I do expect if you say you're going to help with certain things, that you do the certain things you say you're going to help with, though. All right. Enough of my gossipy ass, right? Enough of my gossipy ass. You got good on the drama now? That's the drama I've been dealing with lately. Or just recently. Just came over the other day. Just to annoy the hell out of me. You know, and it's just... It's obvious when someone's just trying to use you. It's like, dude, I'm not a fucking cash cow. One, I ain't got money like that, right? Don't brag. I'm a normal fucking person. But it was just very obvious. It's the only reason the person's sniffing around. It's like, dude, it was never love on their part either. It just wasn't. If it was, then everybody would have evolved. Alrighty. 15 minutes of that. Sorry for the purge. What? 6 of clubs, right? I like how that's the victory one, right? But you got the cross here. Watch, this is the dancing shoes card. 6 of clubs, the cross. Burdens, pain, and suffering. In the tale of the red shoes, a young girl chooses pretty red shoes over helping her dying foster mother. She is cursed not only to wear her shoes forever, but to dance without stopping, even though she suffers from blisters and bleeding feet. She must keep dancing. Finally, she sees an executioner to whom she begs to help. He chops off her feet, but the shoes go dancing off into the woods. Moved by her cries, he helps her with crutches and a rosary, and finally she enters a church where she confesses, is heard, and once she repents, her aching burden is lifted. A teaching tale from the world of the fairy tale brings the message of the cross. What burdens of life are bearing down on you? When the cross appears, there will be sorrow. Pain is to be expected. Remember to carefully review the cards nearby to determine the nature of the suffering, ways that you can cope with it. Remember that burdens can be lifted, pain can be eased, and suffering will pass. But do not look away from the cross when it falls in your spread. You are being called to deal with this issue. Being called to deal. That doesn't ring with what everybody's going through right now, huh? Karmic debts. This is exactly what I was talking about. Karmic debts, right? That's a little crazy. All right, so I'm definitely picking up a lot of that feminine energy here at the bottom. What do we got? We've got a lot of passion here. There's a lot of dipping into, right? Ace of Wands is all about passion. You get the water here with the skull in it, right? There's also a lunar moth in it, full moon. I always get kind of a seizing in energy here, a building in energy here, like the drawing down of the moon. There's like a reflection in the water and the pulling it up, right? A lot of passion, a lot of things that bring passion out. Like someone can, all right, there's a lot of passion, but there's a lot of moving forward energy too, because you got the Six of Swords, a rite of passage, right? This is a rite of passage. These things that come up are teaching lessons, right? They're a rite of passage. They're learning. That's how you evolve. It's how you awaken to things, is by experiencing them yourself. You came here to experience things, right? There's a lot of looking back. There's the umbrella there, right? Like the Six of Swords is usually a moving forward, but she still has that looking back energy. Looking back over her shoulder, still a little paranoia from the past here. We got the Ace of Cups here. Definitely a trying to dive back into self-love. And I think that was a lot with this too, right? Trying to dig back into that well of self-love. We've got the Queen of Swords here, right? Intellectual, perceptive, higher perspectives, right? She's wearing kind of a mask, right? And I always get the kind of message with this card that sometimes you have to wear a mask. You have to wear a mask. What? It's part of it's part of it. You do need to wear it. You need to be able to be aware of the catty behaviors, right? I also got a Joker card here at the end, right? Toying. I got a bit of a toying energy here. So you just get a strong energy of trying to dip back into the wells of your own passion, the wells of your own self-love. There's still some paranoia of looking back, hence the reason of wearing that mask, of being aware of just other people's catty-ass behaviors, right? And there's a whole thing of, being involved in the game, but I don't think, she doesn't look like she's very happy playing the game. Got a 9 of Wands, the 2 of Pentacles, the Prince of Cups, the 8 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands here, right? So that's the 3D. That's the things that's being perceived, right? The Queen of Wands is wearing a mask and playing games. Well, that's how it's perceived. That's how it's, that's why I always say it's what people supposed to be. It's what people assume. It's people who aren't really involved in the situation cast those kinds of judgments. Doesn't necessarily mean that's what you are doing. Right? On the 40 line here, we got the 9 of Wands. What? Strength in setting healthy boundaries, right? Strength in setting healthy boundaries. 2 of Pentacles, learning to bring balance and change, right? Learning to bring balance and change. Learning new skills. Trying to be more adaptable to what's going on. We got a Prince of Cups. Loving messages definitely coming through, right? Definitely a lot of love trying to come through. I do have an 8 of Wands here, and it's a swiftness. And this is definitely a moving on from negative energies and moving away from negative people, right? Especially in this deck. And it's calling for that transmutation of energy, right? It's I just like how the wands are shooting at her and she's shooting a rainbow back. And it just reminds me of that meme with Rainbow Bright, right? And so I'm going to hit you with my chakra belt when the rainbow shoots out and shoots into the monster's eyes. And it's a matter of transmuting energy, right? And that's what we were talking about the other day with the mirror, right? It's like what? There's always this thing of going, oh, well, let's see how we're going to play this. What? You choose how we're going to play today. And it's like, no, honey, no, you don't have to do it that way. You don't have to. It's like I tell these kids in the morning, I'm like, being angry in the morning when you wake up, that's a choice. You're choosing to be mad about it. What? Why be mad about it? You got to do it every day. So why are you angry about it, right? You're choosing to wake up mad every day for no real reason, right? And it's just a matter of transmuting that energy, of being aware that you are actually in control of your energy. You can return it in anger, you can return it in love, right? There is still here with the 9 of Wands here, healthy boundaries, and then you've got the 7 of Wands here. And I like that because you got the 8 here. What? These are people kind of blasting wands at you, and this is a person defending themselves against these wands. What? And like in my case, I said what I said, right? What? I don't know. If I see someone doing things that are detrimental to other people, being cruel, being catty, being nasty energy, yeah, I'm going to say something about it. What? I don't care. It's not judgment. It's not judgment. If you feel judged, it's because you know it's shitty behavior too. This is about valor. What? This is what? I don't understand it. I refuse to understand the perspective of using and hurting people for your own personal gain. I can't. There will never be a point in my mind where I'll be dating somebody or I'll be pretending to date somebody and being like, I will never, things like, I'm going to get what I can out of this person while I can. will never be something that comes out of my mouth, right? I might as well get all I can get while I can get it out of this sugar dad. No, this is never gonna be me, right? I don't. You're fulfilling a karmic contract right there, right? You're engaging in a karmic contract that's going to come back on you, right? These women, they do this and then they cry later. Oh, someone used me for sex. Well, how long were you using people for money? You know, you can't go around using people and then get upset when you're used. Definitely got the 33 going on in here again. There's 2 3s. The 5D, it's talking about third-party situations. What? People being involved in other people's relationships. People being outside influences influencing into a 2-person dynamic, right? And there's a lot of calling for, like, I've always... Who was it who said it? I think it was Sarah Verba. And she's like, third-party situations are situations you choose to put yourself into, right? You're choosing to allow this other person's opinion on your relationships to affect your relationships, right? You're choosing to engage with them. You're choosing to play the game with them, right? It could be a situation that you're putting yourself into. Or the other person could be allowing this to come into play too. I got the Hangman here right afterwards, though. The Hangman card's always talking about being stuck, right? It's being stuck, but it's being stuck to learn a new perspective, right? I get in the image of Big Hero 6 where the brother grabs the little brother and he hangs him upside down. And he's like, you got to look at it a different way. And he's at him hanging upside down. And he's just like playing with him or whatever. But that's where the epiphany comes in. It's like, what? Oh, well, I was dealing with this, that, and the other thing. And I was upset and I felt like I was constantly in a third-party situation and I was never sure if I had proof. That's a big one that's going on right now. I was never 100% sure if I had proof, but I just always felt like this person was seeing other people or talking to other people or using me and this, that, and outside people kept telling me this is what was happening and I felt so stuck. And then finally I looked at it from another perspective. I finally stepped back and looked at it. What did I do? I posted a meme the other day that said I had no desire to fit in, but it was written upside down and backwards. Right? Sometimes you gotta look at it upside down and backwards and realize what you're doing, what you're fighting for. It's like, why am I sticking in this? Ooh, I'd rather be stuck over here by myself than stuck in whatever the fuck this is, right? Right? You got the 10 of Pentacles here. And the 10 of Pentacles talks about a lot. I mean, the main message for it is wealth and establishment. But the really basis of it is stability, right? It's a stabilizing energy. The 10 of Pentacles is the end of a chaotic cycle and then coming into stability. Right? So I get a sense of a lot of cutting out, seeing different perspectives, moving into a more stabilizing energy, right? And once you're in a more stabilized energy, you attract more stabilized things, right? And once you're, I got the 10 of Pentacles here. Once everything is stabilized, I got a lot of celebration, right? You got the 3 of Cups here, which is all about friendship and community, you know, cheers, having a good time, right? Stabilized. Very different from this. Very different from this. This is people that don't care that they're hurting you. They don't care that it hurts you. They don't care. Yeah, they don't care that it hurts you, whatever they're doing. These are people that want to celebrate with you, love you, and they want to encourage, community, build, help, support. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature, right? And we got the High Priestess here at the very end, right? And the High Priestess is all about, she's very much into following your intuition and seeing the message in the, finding the message in the mystery. Ooh, I like that. Finding the message in the mystery of it all, right? And seeing what it is that you learned from it and using your intuition, right? Using your intuition to remove these kind of characters and these kind of situations from your life, right? The intuition you gained from, what, looking at it upside down and backwards for a little bit and realizing that that's, some shit's not normal. I'm sorry. It's not normal. The reason so many people are miserable is they do not move out of a place of love. They move out of a place of fear. Let's read the Colorless Angel. Shall we read it? Let's see the Colorless Angel actual messages this morning. I'm going to go ahead and do a regular all signs on the other channel today, or at least try to get over there and do that today. I might just do a small reading for each sign. It's been a while since I've done that. All right. So for the shadow of this spread, we've got the Colorless Angel. It is better not to feel rather than feeling pain, right? A lot of avoiding pain. The visual seed, a dark horse prounces proudly in the background, unnoticed by a man kneeling upon a pond. It's a boy angel? He wears a crown of myrrh. His face expression is expressionless, and behind him wings of smoke and bones grow to or disappear. Been a while since I actually did this. I'm so terrible, I know. Behind him wings of smoke and bone grow or disappear. I like how it gives you that aura to it, right? The sentence for this is, apathy is the crowned king of nothingness and the shining queen of whatever. Good Lord. Going dark. We can be Siegfried, the dragon slayer hero, but not when he slays the dragon, not when he is betrayed and dies, but when he is simply doing nothing. We can be Michael the Archangel when he waits bored and motionless, and St. George surprised in a moment of stillness and nothingness. All the strong rivers can become the swamp when they reach the plains, and the most yummy food can become gummy after a couple of hours on an unattended table. There's a lot of darkness when we make it a habit of going gray. We numb our senses with the fog of delays, and then we just get indifference to the fog herself. I am here, we whisper. And if the very tiny chance someone notices and replies and asks, who's there? We become shy and stay silent a little more. You cannot be saved unless you face the dragon, and the dragon hurts. Of course it does. Whew. I like that. I like that. All right. Winds of activation. All right. So this, you know what I'm getting off this? You know what I'm really feeling off this? You know what I'm really feeling off this? The never-ending story. The horse in a swamp of despair. What? Don't let it. You got to get through the swamp of despair. Don't let the darkness suck you in. Come on, come on, come on. All right. But eventually he has to leave the horse and keep moving forward. Wind. 152. All right, 152. The various currents of the air circulate on our planet can be gentle enough to tickle the hairs on your arms and so fierce that they destroy man-made structures, as well as trees and other vegetation. The wind moves air to circulate the atmosphere and to keep it from becoming stagnant. And when there is no movement, the atmosphere feels somehow heavier. Gentle breezes help to cool the land and pollinate flowers, whereas more temperatures and winds can snap the tree branches off and stir something deep within us. The more violent the winds create temporary chaos with their ferocity. No matter the degree of intensity, the wind will activate us. In this image, the breath of the god of wind stirs the seas and rearranges the skies. As it occurs, the weather shifts. The effect, even in a small area, sends ripples throughout, blending and dancing with water in the sky. It activates the atmosphere, and the world feels more alive when there is wind. All right. Oh, this is great. Here we go. Lethargy. The lethargy you feel is the result of a lack of activation. In other words, something that stirs your senses. This could be anything from walking outdoors, feeling the breeze on your body, or inhaling the different aromas that nature herself provides. Or it could be finding the pleasure in a warm bath that helps you. Release the tension and stress from your mind and body. Music may activate your hearing, which sparks the pleasure in certain areas of your brain. Art may activate your emotional responses. The touch of another human may activate a deep need to be physically held in some manner once again. Now is the time for action. Engage in some activity and be fully present so that you forget about your surroundings and enter into that timeless, multidimensional experience of union and focus your creative energy. Let your physical body be active. Movement alone, whether quietly dancing by yourself or hiking up a hill over yonder, will require you to be as present as possible in your body. Enjoy. Choice is yours, my loves. What? You can sit there in the swamp, or you can activate. Right? It's kind of like, what are you going to do? Keep a child in the house its all life so it doesn't skin its knee falling on the sidewalk? You know what I'm saying? Right? I don't know why that's just the energy I'm picking up real quick. It's just, what? Yeah, there's a risk. Yeah, there's a risk. It's like, I feel like adrenaline junkies and stuff like that, right? There's a risk when you play football and stuff like that. There's a risk that you're going to get hurt. When you climb a tree, there's a risk that you could fall out of the tree, right? There's a risk. There's always a risk of getting hurt. But isn't it better than being empty, right? Well, isn't it better to feel alive than feeling empty? Feeling something over nothing? I don't know. It's for me. Let's see. Final message from our deck of many things. Do we have anything from Spirit wants to say before we roll out? And then speaking of activating, I'm going to go walk the dogs and I'm going to come back and do an all signs on the other channel for y'all. Oh man, here we go. Don't ever put me in a situation where I have to show you how heartless I can be. Sometimes that's cutting out. That's that valor card. That's that what? Oh no, this is my healthy boundary. Oh no, honey. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to invite you back over that fence. You're supposed to stay over there. Sorry. I know that seems heartless to you, but sometimes it's necessary. I just woke up today, time gone by, but still you look the same. It felt so real to have you back with me. Too bad it was just another dream. You have everything it takes, more than everything it takes, and you're really stupid for not knowing that. And I got touche, pussycat. Alrighty, shout out from the other side there. It's time to, yeah. I don't know. Play with the dragon. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all, and I'm going to be back again as soon as I can, I promise. Oh, if somebody could timestamp that first part.